So the stock market is doing very well. The economy is booming. We have a new record in sight. Could happen even today, but we have a new stock market record. I think it'll be about 118 times that we've broken the record. Jobs look phenomenal. We're doing very well in Syria with Turkey and everybody else that we're dealing with. We have secured the oil. We have a lot of oil. We've secured the oil. We have a couple of people that came knocking. We said, don't knock. And I would say that things are going very well. I know people are still in a basement, in a secure room in the basement, trying to make us look as bad as possible, but that's not working too well. A lot of things are happening very good, and I appreciate Republicans are just outraged, and the American public is outraged that the do-nothing Democrats are doing nothing. They are doing nothing. There's such an opportunity to get things done. We need USMCA passed. It's a great deal for our country, for our farmers, manufacturers, unions. It's a great deal for our country. So we need USMCA passed. Well, it's a word that many Democrats have used. It's a word that many people have used over the years, but that's a word that has been used many times. And let me tell you something, the level of unfairness for a perfect conversation with the president of Ukraine. This was a perfect conversation. And frankly, had they known what the conversation was, they wouldn't have even wasted everybody's time. But this was a perfect conversation with the president of Ukraine. President of Ukraine and his foreign minister separately came out and said there was absolutely nothing wrong with the conversation. President of Ukraine and the foreign minister came out and said there was no anything. There was no, he used the word, no blackmail. They said there was no pressure. There was nothing done wrong. This is a hoax, just like there was no collusion after 2 years they found out and wasted $45 million. This is a disgrace that this could happen in our country. But remember,
are you at all concerned?
Wait. The president of Ukraine, right now, the president of Ukraine said no pressure. President of Ukraine and his foreign minister said again, no pressure, no blackmail. They don't even know what you people are talking about. It's a hoax. It's a hoax. It's just a continuation of the Russian witch hunt, which turned out to be phony. The Mueller deal was phony, and now they have this. And all it is very simple. It's one conversation that I had with the president of Ukraine that was perfect. That Adam Schiff defrauded everybody, and he made up the conversation in the halls of Congress.
Are you at all concerned about the growing criminal investigation into Rudy Giuliani?
I don't think so, because I think Rudy is a great gentleman. He's been a great crime fighter. He looks for corruption wherever he goes. Everybody understands Ukraine has big problems in that regard. Rudy Giuliani's a fine man. He was the greatest mayor in the history of New York, and he's been one of the greatest crime fighters and corruption fighters. Rudy Giuliani's a good man. Well, I think what Biden did and his son, and now I guess they're finding also Romania, that just came out today, or some other country, and I'm sure there are more than that. When a man walks away who has no talent, no skill, no experience, with $1.5 billion out of China, when he walks away with $168,000 a month for him and his friend from Ukraine, when Ukraine supposedly gave him $3 million, whatever the numbers are, and he's got no experience in oil and no experience anywhere, and now other nations are coming out. I heard one today, I won't embarrass the nation. All he's doing, and in my opinion, that's a payoff, because you don't pay that kind of money for any other reason, and then you look at what the father did with oil, and let's get oil, and then all of a sudden let's not get oil. And now he's a great environmentalist because the Ukraine benefits by that, and other places benefit by that. No, I consider what they did to be an outrage to our country.
How well did you know last quarter?
I consider that to be an outrage to our country.
sir, Mr. President.
Talk about losing Graham during the week. Some of your supporters think he's not doing enough. And also, what do you think about the 9 GOP senators who didn't sign on to that resolution against impeachment?
Well, some of them weren't even spoken to yet. They got 40 very quickly. I think they're at 47. And some of them don't even know about it yet. It only took place yesterday afternoon. So they had a great response. We have great support. We had 185 out of 185 the other night. The Republican congressmen, I think we had 185 present, and we had 185 positive votes. And with the senators, we're doing great too. We're doing very well with China. We're moving along nicely. We're dealing with them right now. And a lot of good things are happening with China. They want to make a deal very badly.
How well did you know that? How well did you know that?
What?
What is your new plan for Afghanistan? Are you able to...
We're moving with Afghanistan. We're doing well in Afghanistan. We're slowly bringing things down to a certain level, but we're doing very well with Afghanistan. Things are moving along.
Your top diplomat in Ukraine said that you held up military funds because you wanted Ukraine to investigate the 2016 election and Burisma, the company on which Hunter Biden sat. Are you saying
Well,
that
the problem
he's
is,
making
here's
that
the
up?
problem.
Are you calling him a liar?
Here's the problem. He's a never-Trumper, and his lawyers are never-Trumper. And the other problem is, hey, everybody makes mistakes. Mike Pompeo, everybody makes mistakes. He's a never-Trumper. His lawyers, the head of the never-Trumpers, they're a dying breed, but they're still there. And here's the other problem. You're with CNN, and you're fake news.
Mr. President, how well did you know
Well, the Democrats don't have any time to work on anything. They have to do USMCA. They have to do guns. They have many things. We want to reduce drug prices even more. You know, we can go so far, but we can get drug prices substantially. The Democrats, the do-nothing Democrats, have no time to do it. Which one? We have a great Republican plan, and if we take over the House, which we should, especially because of what they're doing with impeachment, I think we'll take over the House by big numbers. You'll have health care, the likes of which you've never seen. Much less expensive. Deductibles will be much lower. You'll have great health care. We have to take over because the Democrats don't have any time to do anything. But I'm also working very closely with China on a deal, but it's That's true. We're doing very well with China. We're very good with the farmers. The farmers are going to do better maybe than anybody, but everybody's doing well. China wants to make a deal. They'd like to see some reductions in tariffs. They'd like to see some tariffs that are scheduled to go on very soon. They'd like to see them not go on. But China, they really, look, you know it, they really want to make a deal. They're going to be buying much more farm product than anybody ever thought possible.
Are you confident that you have the votes in the Senate given impeachment goes there?
Only for one reason. I did nothing wrong. The only reason. I had a perfect conversation with the president of Ukraine. Perfect. Had they seen that conversation before they made up the story, they made up a story about that conversation. Had they seen it, we wouldn't even be talking about it right now. The conversation has been perfect. And for that reason, I have tremendous support.
When you translate to the president, are you going Justice Department bureaucracy?
So they started, and it's been going on a long time. And I sort of semi-read the papers, and I read them probably in greater detail than you actually. And I try and sift out the fake news from the real news. But as you know, there's been a long-term look-see, and it looks like it's becoming very serious from what I'm hearing. Investigate the investigators. Whether it's Strzok and Page, whether it's Clapper, and whether it's Comey and all of these people. Because terrible things went on for our country. And we have a great Attorney General, highly prestigious man, a very honorable man, and they've been looking at it for a long time. I can't tell you what's happening. I will tell you this. I think you're going to see a lot of really bad things. And a lot of people think that, and they know they have problems because they were very dishonest. And again, I leave it all up to the Attorney General, and I leave it all up to the people that are working with the Attorney General, who I don't know. But I will say this, I think you'll see things that nobody would have believed. This was the worst hoax in the history of our country. And a lot of people say that the phony deal on impeachment, where I have a perfect conversation, perfect, with the president of Ukraine, and they're using that to impeach one of the most successful presidents. We're gonna hit another stock market high. We have the best jobs reports. We have the best unemployment numbers. We have the best employment. More people working today in the United States than ever before. I've rebuilt the military. We're strong. We just did a great thing in Syria where we're getting our troops out. We took over oil. A lot of great things are happening in this country. I will say this. If anything ever happens with this phony witch hunt that the Democrats are doing, the do-nothing Democrats, I really believe that you'd have a recession, depression, the likes of which this country hasn't seen now. A strong statement was made by a very highly respected man this morning on Wall Street, a man who's very respected about that. That if anything happened to Trump, President Trump, you would see repercussions in the market like you haven't seen before. But here's the thing. I don't have teams. Everyone's talking about teams. I'm the team. I did nothing wrong. This has been going on before I got elected. This was going on from the insurance policy. Strzok and his lover, Page. This was the insurance policy with Strzok and Page. We did nothing wrong. But Strzok said, oh, she's going to win, she's going to win. But if she doesn't, we have an insurance policy. So let me just tell you something. So this has been going on since before I got elected. And people are angry about it. And you know who's angry about it? The Republican Party is angry about it. Because this isn't a takedown of the president. This is a takedown of the Republican Party. And frankly, the Democrats should be ashamed of themselves.
So why is it coming? Why is it coming today, sir?
Well, if you let me know who they are, who are they? Tell me. Tell me. No, tell me who the Never Trumpers are, because I'm not a fan of the Never Trumpers. We do have Never Trumpers. I'm not a fan. I think they're bad people. Some have recovered, okay? They went through, I guess, a recovery program. It's called, they learned how to win through me, but others haven't. I'm not a fan of Never Trumpers, and I never will be. But a Never Trumper sometimes is more vicious than a failed Obama candidate or a failed Clinton candidate, who I beat both in the same election with very little experience. Don't forget, I beat the Obama people. I beat the Bush people. And I beat the Clinton people. And I had no experience. That's not a bad job. But there's a lot of angry people out there. And that's the way it goes. Thank you.